Tonight on Abiotic Factor, I cook dinner, he collects some computer parts, and we take 2 vacations, neither of which end well. Welcome back, esteemed colleagues, to Abiotic Factor. Previously, we braved the nightmarish security sector, and lost yet another option for escape. Now it's down into the Hydroplant. Surely there's got to be a way out through there.
Fucking fast.
So, I hope you're ready, because the true test begins.
There you are.
Hi,
I'm
Dr.
not
Kylie.
entirely sure how this
weirdo.
happened, but it looks like the way into the Hydroplant is blocked by a rather large volume of water. But not to
Shocker!
if you just activate the pumps, I think it should drain. Somewhere. And whatever that is, in the water, I wouldn't worry about it. We've got bigger fish to fry.
We've got bigger fish to fry than the fucking kaiju fish. So now the game starts to test if we've actually been paying attention. Manufacturing introduced more intense combat. Labs escalated matters. Now the Hydroplant really throws things into high gear. Right out of the gate, the snipers are deployed in force.
You, get down.
What's up? What's up?
Ooh.
Weirdo.
Might want to mind the fucking sniper.
Hey, it's not safe out here. The place is totally overrun.
Really?
We got sent down to hold the line, but they pushed us back. There's goddamn snipers everywhere.
You like that one?
They got everyone. We need someone who knows the sector, but we're totally pinned down. I think there's survivors in the electrical station. Maybe they had some kind of plan, but what am I supposed to do? We weren't prepared for this. No one was.
Also, if that voice sounds familiar at all, Jonas Conti is voiced by Vinny of Vinesource. No, I'm not joking.
The Hydroplant is a gold mine, but also a total war zone. SSDD, am I right? We've only seen 2 snipers in the whole game so far. One hidden away in the steel foundry of manufacturing, and one defending the machine gun turret in containment control. The Hydroplant has 5, if you count the bonus area we'll visit later. But, on a positive note, completing security means we can now pillage! Order snipers and medics will now drop pieces of their armor if we carve them. The sniper set provides assiduity. Assiduity? Assiduity. Which completely removes sway from scoped weapons. And the medic set gives us Anointed Warden, which cuts the chance of getting a bleeding wound by half for all players nearby.
Before we move on, just to the left of the doorway that we entered the sector by is a small autumnal tree, and inside is a little miniature of the Reaper from last week. Ideal if you need to proxy something in for your 40k games. Also a little note, for some reason the Hydroplant has a weirdly high number of minis to collect, with 5, when most of the sectors only have the 1. Taking the lower catwalks to avoid any more snipers, we sneak our way into electrical and meet up with Dr. Newman, who has something approaching a plan.
Okay.
Whoa!
Fuck's sake. Let's take care of this.
There's 3 shotgun guys. Sit the entire fuck down. Please stop moving on trying to res you.
We can also now build the long jump pack, which allows us to triple jump. Combined with the cube, you can get to all sorts of new places. However, it won't work in a portal world until you complete it for the first time. So no sequence breaking for you.
Oh.
With said jump pack, we can find the Order Sniper Mini by climbing up to the top of the little sandbag perch above electrical and hopping on top of the control building.
Systems are offline. online operation. Have a safe and secure evening.
Sick flanking maneuver. Smash his nuts. Okay, let's go say...
Where's the bathroom?
That's quite the thing to say.
Hi there.
I wonder.
Sounds like you've had an idea.
I'm glad you're still alive. And look, this is going to sound ridiculous, but we need to get down to reactors. With the
I mean, you're
dark
talking to a
lanes
person
gone,
with a kite
the
shooting
only
sword.
working portal in the facility.
We're familiar with
away
Crazy.
out. So what if we opened
There's a shitter
Spillway?
over there.
All that water ends up in one place, reactors. Nobody would expect us to risk our lives like that, which is exactly why we should do it. It could be our only chance.
If you're serious about
Okay,
opening
so we're just gonna
Spillway
ride the
flow
sluices
control,
down.
I can tell you two things.
Hell yeah.
Start with the power
There is a
system over
toilet
there.
You might want to use that.
These quakes triggered a shutdown, but should reset easy enough. The next part's not gonna be so easy. You need to reboot the Spillway computer, unlock the flow valves, and bring the central network transmitter back online somehow. It could be done,
Like,
but how desperate are you?
Really desperate at this point. Seems like we've got our work cut out. Well, if we're going to do all this, we're going to need to gear up. Thankfully, the hydroplant has exactly what we need. Busting open some of the machinery around here, we get cogs, toroidal power transformers, coil winding, rotary pumps, and hydro pipes. The sheer amount of stuff that we can make with all this would take all night to list, so let's stick to the important bits. The Cascade Armour. It's a heavy armour set that lets you see enemies through walls, and it makes you look like a space marine. Hell yeah.
heading into the hydroplant proper, you get to see what I meant by this place being a war zone. One of the composers has gotten loose in the freight yard and is ripping the place up. The Order soldiers won't last long against it, so we need to rush through to the site office so we can learn our next step. Naturally, it's the next tier of hacker.
Get in.
What were you doing? Who shot at me? Did you poke me?
No, it's the giant took a swing at you.
Did do a lot of damage for it.
Oh my goodness, I cannot read that.
Keypad tier, hacker 5. Yeah, baby, we need a photon receptor.
Well, hey.
Transformer bushing, and we have coil winding. Photon receptors, you say? Now, where would we find those?
Dr. Derek Mance reporting, Research Director, Gate Cascade Research Facility. Our Neutrino detector is finally online. It's about time. The calibration is complete, and we're seeing the first faint suggestions of activity. Placing the detector in the depths of the hydroplant reservoir was a challenge, but the ideal location for such a device. It should keep the photon detectors safe, too. We've noticed something else. The neutrino detector attracts perforation targets itself, possibly due to its shielding. At any rate, it's frustrating. Every time a portal appears in the reservoir tower, we have to recalibrate the entire apparatus.
But surely there's a catch.
We've had IS-023 contained in the aquarium for almost a decade now. We recovered it from Antiverse 42, so we should have guessed where this would lead. 023 shows no sign of stopping its growth. There were several specimens, but it seems to have consumed its remaining competitors. I have better things to do than repeat myself, but as directed by the executive, I remind staff, swimming alongside the beast is prohibited. It would seem that IS-023 is quite averse to the high-energy EM spectrum. Coming from Antiverse 42, I'm aware it may become too large to contain. Dr. Feldman suggested releasing it to the hydroplant reservoir. I often struggle to know when that man is serious. Anyone who would do that should not be allowed anywhere near this facility or its erudite accomplishments.
Figures. Well, we've got other things we can do in the meantime.
Down at the bottom of the dam, we run into our good friends Janet and Abe again.
So what have we got there?
Do you,
Oh, hey.
Abe?
Janet! Janet, you know, I don't think this is the way out of here.
Oh, look who it is. Hello.
Hello.
Well, I've had a good look down here, and...
Abe, this submarine isn't going anywhere.
Oh.
But Janet, I want to see the neutrino detector. We should go and take a look. I've never seen ISO 142 either.
Abe, this isn't the time for tourism. Even if the submarine wasn't a complete wreck, you have no idea how to drive it, or where to go. And neither does anyone else who's still alive down here. Can we just focus on getting out of here? Please.
Janet, I've got it. What if we opened the spillway and rode it down like a water slide to reactors?
If that was the only option
That's
left,
insane.
Abe,
Let's do it.
I'd push you down first. And besides, I've heard the plant portal is totally out of control.
Alright. I guess our option is to open the sluiceway and ride it down like a water slide into the reactor. Indulging in a quick swim, we can access Waterfall Apartments, another highly popular place to set up a base, thanks to its wide open spaces and built-in amenities like proper toilets and a full kitchen. It also has the next form of the Exor. The armoured Exor is even meaner than the monk. They can now strafe, scream, and spit acid grenades on top of the toxic quills. Oh wait. One down. Behind you. Give me your flesh. But remember how I said we could turn their weapons against them? Well, by carving up the Exors here, we get the Vibrant Arm, which allows me to make the Quill Rifle. While Colonel has his fun with the military guns, this is going to be my main piece for the rest of the game. Yeah, good idea. We also meet Dr. Carson, a new wandering trader who specialises in food items. She'll show up randomly near any kitchen area after you reach security for the first time. You can even call her straight to your base by building the Cheffagy upgrade on your cooking bench. Dr. Carson sells all sorts of unique food items and seeds, in particular the Carson Family Cookbook, which doubles all cooking XP in a radius around wherever you place it.
No problem. Oh, hey there. We need to help each other here, right? 'Cause it's rough out there. And we all have to eat, right? If you wanted to trade something, maybe we could totally do that.
Why do I immediately not trust you?
Where's the
Sure, let's pretend that's how that works.
Before we leave Waterfall Apartments, there's a small storage and lab area in the back if you worm your way through the gym. There, you can learn how to make the Void Pack. A backpack with an absolutely vast 36 slots. For reference, the radio pack Soups has been using up to this point has 21. And the military pack I've been using has 24.
And finally, the mini for the armoured Exor is just out on the balcony.
Unfortunately, one way or another, we need to go to the Neutrino mapper, as Dr. Hoff and Dr. Tang both explain.
Oh,
Hello.
I didn't see you then. If you want to reach the portal in the neutrino detector, you've got a rather long swim ahead of you. I wouldn't try it without equipment, and the sub's out of action.
Diving suit. Hello. Hey up, chap.
I was trying to get down to reactors, but prudence dictated holding up here, as you may imagine. I can only assume you're here to utilize the transmitter for some reason. It appears the radiation is blocking the signal.
Okay, what do we
Perhaps
do
you
about
could
it?
devise something to shield it, but I'm afraid that's outside my realm of expertise.
Neutrino emitter. So we'll need a diving suit and a set of goggles. Or rather, Soups needs them.
What? Me?
You. Because with the best one in the world, I'm not going down there.
Fine. The normal route to the neutrino mapper has collapsed, and the only way is to swim. And yes, these swimming goggles are supposed to make seeing underwater easier. This is as good as it gets. Swimming in the reservoir has two new resources, Merkweed and Reservoir Growths. Merkweed will be used later, mostly in the snow armour set, but it also makes food stuff like sushi. Meanwhile, the Reservoir Growths open the door from mere science to mad science, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Enough stalling, here we go.
Dr. Derek Mance reporting. I cannot say whether the reservoir is one of our great successes or an abject failure. When we brought back 0142 from Antiverse 13, we knew it was some kind of living machine. A biological engine. It was Wakeman who dropped a fragment into the reservoir. Accidentally, he claimed. The development of the organism since then has been nothing less than extraordinary. The logic by which this organism builds itself is almost impossible to discern. An interweaving of facets forming what Simmons called a citadel. We have reason to believe it performs some kind of processing function, but I would be the first to admit its operation is currently beyond our understanding.
There it is. The Darkwater beast. Nessie's bigger and meaner sibling. The beast will swim in slow circles around the reservoir. It's not directly hostile, so leave it alone and it'll leave you alone. But get in its way and it's game over in a real hurry. Hear that beeping? That means it's close by. Thankfully, the X-ray lamp will gently discourage it. And if you've got the time to spare, fishing level 15 will make it fully passive to you. How's it going down there?
I've managed to avoid drowning. And don't you worry, I came prepared so you won't have to take that dive either. Remember back in the microfields when I said I needed to grab a rope seed? This is where it comes in handy. Planting and fully growing a rope plant lets you functionally make your own shortcuts, so we'll not need to make that trip again.
Je suis passé par le portail depuis Voussoir. Les soldats n'étaient pas ceux qui semblaient être. Ils tuaient tout le monde. Je me suis échappé de justesse. Je pensais qu'on était en
Thanks,
sécurité
none of us
ici.
speak
Mais
French.
à te regarder,
Also, it is
apparemment pas.
it is cold as hell.
I know a guy.
Je suis passé par le portail depuis Voussoir. Les soldats n'étaient pas ceux qui semblaient être. Ils tuaient tout le monde. Je me suis échappé de justesse. Je pensais qu'on était en sécurité ici. Mais à te regarder, apparemment pas. Je peux pas revenir en arrière. Qu'est-ce que je suis censée faire? Tu vas pas passer par le portail, là? Peut-être que je pourrais traverser l'eau à la nage?
Quickly hitting the button next to Dr. Quercy satisfies our second objective of the fall. Oh hey, you're back early.
Just being near the portal is freezing cold. So, just like the microfields, we'll need a plan. The whiteboard here will tell us how to make a snow armor set. I won't sugarcoat it. Besides its cold resist, the snow armor has a pitiful 16 armor rating. For reference, my Aegis armor set has 60. 60. Thankfully, there are options. We need at least 3 points of cold resist to make it through. The Carapace set provides 2 points. The heater shield line gives you 1. Crazy, it's a heater on your arm. Who'd have thunk? and putting some of that thermite goo on a chain creates the gel tube for one more point, and doesn't turn your backpack into a conflagration. Me, however, I'm just built different, so I get +1 to heat and cold resist no matter what.
Lucky you. While I'm out preparing, I find this easily missable hole in the dam side wall, leading down into what appears to be some sort of robotics lab. And the employee locator is telling me there's somebody down here.
Give out to drown.
I do not suggest drowning.
Oof.
Is someone there?
Dude! Hello? Meet Kylie Muir, or at least what's left of her.
Met a brain in a jar.
You're part of the research team. I'm sorry. I can't see much at all now. Whatever happened, it shut down most of the lab's sensors. There was shaking, then the water, and then nothing. I've been waiting for days, I think. Stewart, Dr. Wakeman, he was working to free me, but what happened to him? He was almost finished. Don't leave me here. Please. If you can complete the neural bridge, I can transfer to hardware. Finally. Dr. Wakeman said it was almost ready.
Don't worry, I'm not abandoning anyone, I promise you that. To get Kylie out, we'll need to build a hyper-dense neural chip. Easier said than done, considering the ingredients list.
Okay, well, we need a reinforced CPU, which is probably from the lads, circuit boards, sensors, and reservoir grid.
Before I make my exit, there's another miniature on the packing crates next to the robot production line. And during the swim out, I find my way in this little cubbyhole with a zombie and a dead body. Inspecting the dead body gets me the Hydroplant uniform.
Meanwhile, my part of preparing is a little more direct. With all these new goodies, I can upgrade the Wessex sniper rifle we got off the snipers into the rail rifle, which does even more damage with electric element on top. And the Ramag shotgun becomes the Thumper shotgun, which deals acid damage. Because there's no crimes like war crimes.
And without further ado, allons-y!
Access for Cascade staff to IS-134 has been severely limited. Management at Voussoir, such as it is, had elected to fortify a mountain and lock the creature deep inside, seemingly in order to forget about it. This is a shame, given the entity's unique place in human history. However, as sightings continue, I admit with some indulgence that it may not be the only one of its species. I would love to get one here for direct study.
Bienvenue à Voussoir, Suisse. Somewhere deep in the Swiss Alps, they aren't doing much better out here than back in Cascade. The Order have sent their elite Mountaineer unit here, and they're here to win.
You're no longer freezing to death.
They're fucking riot shields now.
Yup. So we're going to need to do sick flanking maneuvers.
The Mountaineers come in 3 flavours. The shotgun guys function as they always have, but instead of grunts in their pistols, the Mountaineer troopers carry burst-firing Patois rifles. Good for me once I get a supply of 5.56, but until then, ow! And finally, the shield-carrying Rook. These guys will turtle up and get right in your face to stop you from attacking anything but them. Their shield also makes them immune to damage from the front. Well, I haven't exactly got much opportunity to flank these guys when I'm on my own, do I?
Lucky us, I've got a solution. By farming up a little more night essence, we can make a Nyx Shade Seed, which grows up to become the Kerosphere, a fear gas grenade that causes enemies to flee from you in a panic. So, you can just shoot them in the back.
Successfully taking down a rook earns us their shield as a trophy. The Riot Shield is the only shield in the game of the heavy class, meaning it can fully block all damage from any attack in the game.
And of course we can't forget, carving the Mountaineers will get you the Mountaineer Armour set, a very heavy set clocking in a whopping 72 armour rating. It appropriately grants the Mountaineers bonus, that prevents knockback from most sources in the game, excluding intentionally placed jump pads. Also, weird aside, none of the Order armour sets require a helmet for their full set bonus, but the helmets themselves provide a unique bonus, sniper helmet excluded of all things. For example, the Medic set gives you and your teammates resistance to bleeding wounds, and the helmet grants an additional buff that makes you revive people faster. However, the Mountaineer armour set technically comes with 3 helmets, but only the CQC helmet, being the helmet of the shotgun guys, has a buff of any sort, face shield, which reduces splatter build-up, which is identical to the buff that the Breacher helmet gives. But the Breacher helmet also has its own buff, which gives hits to the head a chance to bounce off dealing no damage. Look, it's just weird is all I'm saying. But don't forget why we're here. There's 3 Neutrino mapper units throughout this facility. One is at the top of the first building that you started.
Neutrino mapper, hey!
Then it's time to blaze our way down the mountainside.
Alright, Ramblers, let's get rambling. Gold motherfucker. Oh, no, okay, never mind, I broke my legs. Neutrino mapper number 2 is at the small Mountaineer camp under the watch. Hey Tommy, does this smell like God to you?
Though, unfortunately for us, there's no escape through Voussoir either. At the bottom of the ridge, the cable car station's in ruins, and totally overrun with Mountaineers. Don't suppose you've got another thermite grenade? But there is one guy nearby who might have an idea on how to get out.
Well, I found something that's got some more magnetic alloys, so I'm going to break those down first.
I also found a cave.
Bonsoir. Ça va? Are you gate? How did you get there? There is no way out here. Unless you've got an helicopter, we're stuck on this damn mountain. There's one possibility, but it's suicide. IS-124. It's the Yeti.
Suicide.
Dr. Moreau said they may be a portal in the containment zone.
I mean, we've got to push our way through the Yeti's lair.
We're going to fight a Yeti.
So we can safely access the portal and get back to Cascade, right?
Among other things, yes.
The Voussoir team seem to have accepted that this is in fact the Yeti of legend. Personally, I have questions, but certainly we have more than enough to keep us busy here at Cascade. Corresponding with staff in our Alps facility, one could get the impression they have better things to do than resolve the mystery of the so-called abominable snowman. Perhaps they're off searching for the Loch Ness Monster or some other snowy unbelievables.
The Yeti's den isn't far from the cable car station, and the last Neutrino mapper.
So we'll need to go.
I think we want to go down. That sounds like that's where the gunfire's coming from.
But it's busy, so I agree. Hang on.
We're a danger to Earth.
Filthy. So if I want to scrap...
The Yeti is another big meat lump of a boss fight, with a similar moveset to the Tarask, but a lot more aggressive. It will try to circle you and do a big leaping strike right into your face. It doesn't have a ranged attack, so if you can, keep your distance. If you've got access to bullets, use them. Alternatively, the Yeti is very weak to flame damage, so if you're ready to play things slow and careful, you can whittle it down with repeated jabs from the load sphere. I'd also suggest upgrading the heater shield to the lodestone shield. That will make the Yeti take a small amount of flame damage every time it attacks you. However, due to the Yeti's sheer mass, you'll still take a little damage in the trade. Whew! Victory! Colonel, sound off, you doing alright?
Give me your flesh! I'm doing just wonderfully.
Okay. Back at the base, resting and recharging, I finally hit cooking level 10. So it's time for me to pop off. Oh, it begins. Oh, it begins. Cooking 10 unlocks the oven, which unlocks a whole new tier of cooking. We can make pies, roasts, burgers, chips, and everyone has its own unique buff. For example, the salted honey pie functions like a bandage when you eat it, and the glowing gâteau instantly restores a bunch of health.
You're seriously going off this much about cooking?
It also makes nori so I can make sushi.
Carry on then. It's like all awesome. While Soups is busying himself with dinner, I'm going to take these neutrino mappers, reservoir growths, and photoreceptors and start turning them into the actual next tier of tech. Laser equipment functions very differently to how normal energy works, but I'll give you the short version. It's the only version I know after all. Power a laser emitter to make a laser beam, then shine that laser beam into whatever you're trying to power. For our purposes, that's mostly going to be the laser collector, which turns lasers into an energy source for our laser weapons. All we need is some extra computer parts.
Some computer parts, he says. Like we're not going to have to fight a fucking tank to do it.
Just because the security bots have been upgraded to the defense bots, meaning they now have long-range mortars and flame grenade launchers, doesn't mean the reinforced CPU we get from them isn't, by definition, a computer part. Just gotta keep circles straight so you don't catch a grenade to the face and hit them in the backpack until the ammo cooks off. Easy! Oh, and remember to retire to a safe distance when it starts making alarm noises. Frag grenade. There we are.
Well, that's a reliable source of grenades, I suppose.
And with that, laser weapons. Say hello to the de-atomizer, which does exactly what its name implies. To use the technical jargon, it's a giant fuck you death ray that switches between two modes. And fun fact, killing an enemy with a supercharged beam will reduce them to naught but a smear on the floor. Fun, but not ideal for farming. We can also make the laser katana. I really don't know what to tell you here. It's a laser katana. It's as simple and as fucking rad as it sounds. But now, we have the photoreceptors that get us a T5 hacker, so I can break into the mainframe at Waterfall Apartments. Tier 5 hacker, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, ping. Boop. You're not invisible to me anymore. Reboot Spillway computer. Did I do that?
Before we finish up at the Hydroplant, there's actually a whole secret area we can get to now we have access to lasers. Go all the way back to the laser lab,
You know, as one does.
As one does. It's one of those, like, you've spent all of the resources on making the thermite, you're gonna use the thermite.
Unbelievable.
And build the laser emitter.
Fuck.
Then just shine it into this funny little circle.
Alert.
New perforation detected at the epicenter.
Containment failure. Please
Okay.
make your way to defense section.
Puzzle.
Okay.
Puzzle solved. You remember where that is? It's back at the entrance to security. Yup. Welcome to High Rise. Rise. Don't worry, Rise is a pretty quick pitched gun battle across about 6 rooms. It's mostly just a good place to farm for basic office supplies if you somehow manage to completely tap out everywhere else. There isn't much lore here, besides the implication that the Order has been hitting gate facilities all over the world. The key thing we're here for is the egg. It's a unique food item that we'll need for a lot of the really crazy dishes. Helipad. Rise. Okay, I'm gonna try and use... Well then. Uncalled for. Ah! Your character yelling at them to stop that. Ah! Okay. I'm behind him. Okay. Machine gun turret is down. There's also a bobblehead of an Order grunt underneath the helipad.
Oh, hello. I found something. Now, all that remains is to build the neutrino emitter back at Waterfall Apartments. Yeah. Both in the literal agriculture sense. Put it next to the thing that it needs. Okay, so that points that way. We plug it in. And the power goes out! The moment the power comes back on, the last objective will finally be complete. So we just need to get into position. Spillway control is just along the one part of the dam we haven't explored yet. We just need to get to the top of this building.
The building that's full of armed lunatics and killbots.
The very same.
Bring it on. In particular that I want to get, but the game is, like, not fucking behaving. Jesus. Coming.
And how's that for timing? Right as we arrive at Spillway Control, the lights come back up, and we're good to go. Button press!
Here we go. So now we just need to get back to where Abe and Janet are at. Carefully moving between the rafters, our final mini for the Darkwater beast.
That's what that thing looks like! Feel glad I didn't go down there now.
Now, before returning to the submarine pen, make sure to head back on to Kylie and pick her up. Okay.
That doesn't sound encouraging.
Oh, I see. No, she's fine. Okay. Kylie can now be carried as a trinket, providing a 10% XP boost across the board. Now back to Abe and Janet, we hit the slide down.
Without the ability to
Right, madam.
I don't know what you're going to find there, but it has to be better than this. Doesn't it?
There's only one way to find out. Alright, we are...
The moment arrives. The way is open.
We require
Proceed,
only the strength to
but
follow.
know you tread into the sight of fate. All that will be is decided.
Fun fact, the sister actually had different dialogue during the early access builds that basically translated to, this is the end of the game for now, so please come back later. But on that note, this is the end of the game for now, so we'll see you next time. Until then, good night, and much love.